All right, let's see if this works. Hey, audio's working. Cool. Let's see if, oops. See if audio works from the game, and then... Hey, it does. Yay! All right. I don't think this game wants to load. Or something. Okay. God, there's so much noise from that HDMI connection. That's nuts. All right, let's see if Daytona works. That didn't work. Try that again. Oh, well, that's weird. Select memory card. Okay. As you can see, I have 2 memory devices in there. One's a Rumble Pack, and then the other one's the regular VMU. I don't know which one's which. Sure. And I'm going to suck at all the games I play today. Down a little bit.
Grasshopper. Hornet. Grasshopper. Falcon.
Let's go with the Falcon. So the problem with this game for me is that I can't use the left trigger really well for braking.
Race
So
start.
this isn't going to go well.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
third place, not bad for the first time. Stop, stop, stop.
You place third.
GAMEOVER. Game.
Huh. Game over. Okay, so, what the hell? I was so happy when this game came out on the Dreamcast, because I love this game in the arcade. Saturn 1, it's okay, but it's not really great. This is overall really good, but I really like the one that came out for PS3 and 360. 360, they even did an upconvert for backwards compatibility in there. This is high res. Probably tough scale. What I need to learn now is, do I turn the console off? Start and reset the system. I don't know if I can do that with this device. None of this. If you're not sure what I'm doing here, so this is I got a hold of a device called the GDEMU, and there's a lot of Chinese knockoffs out on like Amazon, etc. right now as well. But what this does, it's an SD card reader that replaces your optical drive, because one of the biggest problems with the Dreamcast, if not the biggest problem, is the optical drive. Not only are they insanely loud and whatnot, but they're very prone to breaking down. And the cool thing is, the guy I got it from, it's, I don't know what the actual website is, but he goes by Mobius Test Strip, Mobius Strip Tech on Twitter, and he did a mod for me for my TurboGrafx FPGA, the Super SSD3, and he had mentioned that he had one of these and he doesn't need it. I've been looking for one of these forever, and the guy that created it only puts them up for sale. It's really random, but he only puts them up every now and then, and I've never been able to get a hold of one. And this is the legitimate one. And it's because I have 3 Dreamcasts, and all 3 have different levels of optical drive. So the one I put it in here, it's one that I actually bought from Midwest Gaming Class a few years ago. I got it dirt cheap. I got it for like $40. So let me see if I can reset. Okay. So is that going to reset the game, or is that going to go back to the menu? It's doing this. It's probably going to reset the game. I don't remember what they go for normally. I paid less than the guy asked. Or the guy asks on for like the new one. And you can find the website. It's gdemu.wordpress.com. Let me see here. The price is 130 euro, so whatever that converts to in your dollars. But you go to this thing and you go to ordering, because he did one for the Saturn. He did one for, I think he did a couple different things for the Saturn. The Doc Brown, and he does the Phoebe, the Rhea, and this is the GDEMU. But he's kind of a weird guy, so he expects that you'll have like 5 or 6 SD cards for some reason, because he tells everybody, you can only go up to, I don't even know, like a 4 gigabyte card or something. Everybody told me you can go bigger, so I actually got a 400 gigabyte. It's a micro SD, and then I just put it in, one of the sleeves for it. But the problem is the 400 gig I bought ain't working today. I can't get it to read. So I'm actually using a smaller card, so that's why I've only got 13 games on here right now. But you install, it's really cool. Some fans of this machine brought out a little app that streamlines everything for you for getting stuff onto the SD card. Because to do it manually, you have to put folders on the SD card with just the label of that number. So the 02, 03, 04 you see on the left side. Each folder is supposed to be numbered that, and then you don't actually put a name on a unique name for each of the games in the folder. It's just supposed to be like disc 1 or disc 2. It's so weird. So this app actually names everything for you, sorts everything on the memory card for you, allows you to change things on this menu, and this menu system is theirs as well. And it's great. So now I'm just trying some of these games. I tried Soul Calibur before; it works perfect. But I just wanted to try this. Now, I tried Res before and it didn't work, so I want to see if it'll launch this time. I hope it does, because it's my favorite game. But, I mean, it's probably a little pricey, but the guy doesn't make very many of them. He does really small production runs. But to me, I'm a big Dreamcast fan, which is funny. I was a surprise Dreamcast fan. I never expected to like it. I just kind of bought it on a whim on launch day at $99.99. And now I have 3. So here, this is actually my buddy Hilden's old Dreamcast. He passed away a couple years ago, and I bought it from his wife with a couple of his games and everything. And of course, the lid doesn't want to open. Oh, that's why I'm hitting the wrong button. So I was using this for testing for video and everything. So I'm having a problem getting the VGA working today, and Res is not going to work. It's coming up on the VMU. You probably can't see it, but the game's not launching. I can debug that. But it's funny because playing a Dreamcast, there we go. I don't hear that optical drive grinding away and grinding away. But it's cool because installing this, because I can't solder. I've never been able to solder. But installing this was so freaking easy. The optical drive is only held in by 4 screws, 3 or 4 screws. And it connects to everything just with a simple socket. There's no ribbon cables to deal with like in the PS1, PS2, nothing like that. And I'll just go down the row here now, see if NFL works. So you just pop the optical drive out, which is here. Here's the optical drive. Here, let's put lights on. Oof. So there's the optical drive. And as you can see, it just connects with this one little socket right here. So the GDEMU just plugs in with that. You don't have to worry about a power cable. You don't have to worry about ribbon cables. Nothing. It just pops right in. And the guy that I got it from, oh, this is good news so far. The guy that I got it from had, so there's a little tray that you can get 3D printed to help it kind of lay in there correctly and not wobble too much. But this guy had another thing 3D printed that basically, instead of having the SD card port in there, parallel with the GDEMU itself, it's got this little ribbon cable and everything, and it's got a slot so you can go in kind of crooked. So you just have to open the lid of the Dreamcast and pop the SD card right out. It's awesome. So I'm really glad I got this from this guy. I used to play this game all the time. This was my game. It's funny when I talk about this because nobody believed me at the time. So, I used to have this little printer cart, which I still have actually. It's right here. I have this printer cart that I got from my old job that has 2 shelves on it and then a bottom shelf. So the Dreamcast used to sit on this cart with, I had these Altec Lansing stereo speakers with a subwoofer. So the subwoofer went on the bottom, this big subwoofer. And I had a 17-inch VSonic CRT monitor that sat on the top here. And then this sat in the middle. And I have Velcro on it. That's that Velcro right there. So this is my launch day system. It still works. The optical drive is still actually not too bad on it. It fails every now and then, but it's not bad. But I used to cart my Dreamcast around in my apartment all the time because, you know, sometimes I just want to lay in bed and I can't sleep past 7 a.m. I've never been able to. So I would take it in the bedroom. I could play Dreamcast right there on a VGA monitor. It was awesome. My friends came over. If I didn't want to unplug it and, you know, hook it up in the living room, I just cart this out and play the Dreamcast. So, oh, what the fuck? Here we go. I'm not going to play too much of this. I just want to, man, I haven't played this game in eons. But the Super Bowl should have been. Sure. Okay, options. Yeah, whatever. So, it's funny. I mean, I'm having a hard time. I was looking for games to put on here today, and I was actually kind of struggling a little bit. But I used to play the Dreamcast all the time.
And welcome to Lambeau Field in
so
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and actually, someone else is bringing out a device very similar to this for the GameCube soon.
Time to take
and
off that suntan lotion and put
I'm probably
going to
get another GameCube because I don't want to mess with my my launch day system. But being able to have that that jukebox on the GameCube is pretty sweet.
You know, he's listed as a safety, but he plays more like a linebacker.
Just
He can
lose, like, with the
stop
ball
the run
really.
at the line of scrimmage or cover the tight ends like a blanket. An incredible athlete.
Boy.
The Packers elect to receive, and we're ready to
It's funny because Retro Fighters actually did a new Dreamcast controller, but it's not out yet. But for some reason I pre-ordered it, and I don't know why, because I don't have a real big problem with this controller. The thing is, Wombluck, I mean, you can bookmark that website and try, and there's a lot of Chinese knockoffs out there, and you have to be really careful. I mean, the knockoffs work, but I think there's a compatibility issue here and there, even though Res isn't working for me. But
now start trying out some of the plays
like
they've been
Amazon
working on all
and,
week. Plays designed to attack their opponent's weak spots. We'll see how well they prepared.
let's see if I can get this to work. I mean, a lot of people have the knockoff, and I think one of the reasons is this thing is so difficult to get a hold of. Ah, shit. There we go. Ooh, Bill Schrader.
Delivers a big play with a monster catch.
I'm just going to do a quarter and then I'll be done.
Some style.
ball on the 48.
Anything else? Not really. The optical drives are really the only thing that seem to be a problem.
They pick it up. Fires it right. Makes the hit.
Will Schrader made just a spectacular catch on that play. Really getting some hang time.
Whoa, Peter, I tell you, if that ball had been thrown any higher, I think the captain of our Sega
I haven't played this game in so long.
Second and one.
I used to play this online all the time over the modem.
Fires it middle. They bring him down immediately, but he will have the
Modem.
first down.
They picked up on the blitz right away, Dan.
It was cool,
And
the
I think that was
Dreamcast,
the key to this play's success.
You got that right,
had
Peter.
its own
they
modem.
were more than ready for it, and they were able to buy time for their general behind the lines.
I need to. Man, my thumb does not like this analog.
Ball at the 30-yard
I
line.
need to run it here. Other than the optical drives, Dreamcast have always been really,
Escapes out of the back
really reliable, in my opinion.
with the tackle.
Ron Green eats up a lot of ground on the first down. It's all about getting that yardage.
Let's put this offense in
I'm excited
very
for this.
good
I've been
position. They've got
insanely
2 downs
excited
to
for this.
travel a very short way.
Because I really want to get back to playing the Dreamcast, but especially this Dreamcast, which I put the 2 on as a joke. I said, here's the Dreamcast 2.
You got to have guys you can rely on to make those short runs
Now I just got to
consistently. They're the most valuable
figure out the
members
damn
of an offense.
VGA on the OSSC, because sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I'm using the HDMI cable today, which isn't that great.
It's picked up. Throws.
Oh, Bill Schrader.
Pulls in a nice catch from a little ways out for the touchdown.
They were in perfect sync on that play.
See see if some other stuff works. I'll just turn it off and turn it back on. Yeah, I have 2 VGA adapters, and I just cannot get them to work today with the OSSC, and they've worked before. So, and I know that HD Retrovision has, I think they're putting some component cables out. I don't know if they're out yet or not, but I like VGA on these. And the problem is, my fallback at the moment is Pound Technologies put out an HDMI cable. I think this is the first thing they did, because I really like the Pound Technology cable for the PlayStation 1, and it also works in the PS2. This one, though, because that's like an adapter, this one, the HDMI cable's built into it. So what happens if the HDMI portion of it goes bad? Which HDMI cables go bad. But I don't... There's a lot of noise on the picture I can see. And yeah, you can even see it on the stream. I don't know why that's happening, but I really want to get VGA working, so I'll probably work on that today or tomorrow. Although we're doing the podcast tomorrow. So... I used to play this in Virtual Tennis 2 so freaking much. I have no idea who used all this used the American, I guess. But the nice thing is, I think your load times are a little bit better on this as well.
Clear to serve.
Let's see if I can remember how to play this. Bullshit. Yeah, suck it. Oh shit! This is such a great.
15 all.
Alright, so that works. I'm just testing now. I just want to make sure everything works that I have on here. I'm actually curious if Sega GT is going to work. And then the cool thing is the app that those fans developed. You can change the menu around so that you can put any order you want for all the games, which is pretty cool. Oh, I have Virtua Tennis on here twice. Oh shit. Well, that sucks. Okay. Wish I had the fishing controller, but I don't. Here's a game I beat in the arcade with 1 credit. At Dave & Buster's in Chicago. Is it that or GameWorks? One of the two. They're right down the street from each other, out in Schaumburg. But if you want to look this up, I'll put the link in the chat. It's not huge. It's big, but it's not huge. It's really weird. The Dreamcast just came out at the wrong time. The PS2 killed it. There was a lot of rampant piracy, even though the GD-ROM discs was basically a CD, but it could do a gigabyte of data storage, which is funny because most of the games that are out had a lot of junk data on them just to fill it. But the Dreamcast only lasted, I think, 2 or 3 years. And it's a beloved system. A lot of people love it. And rightfully so. It's a great system.
Wheeler.
It had some excellent performance and features, especially for the time that it came out.
Please select a truck.
I'll go with
Asphalt
this shit kicker.
Cowboy.
But the cool thing is, Dreamcasts are really easy to get a hold of, and they're cheap. You should be able to find one for under $100.
You're new, aren't you?
And it's cool. It's
Got
got
any problems?
4 controller ports on it right away, so
I'll
you
give
don't
you a
have to
hand.
get
Your
that.
destination for this
You don't have to worry
job
about
is Key
a
West.
light gun anymore
Make
because
sure you
light
get there
guns
on
don't work
time.
on modern screens. It's pretty easy to get video cables that work on modern screens.
Ready? Go! Good morning, New York.
It's actually a fun game.
1110 KRWA Super Express Truckers Network. Here's our first song to wake you up. Here we go.
We truckers are considered real professionals by making our deliveries on time. So hurry up and become a full professional, you hear?
And the cool thing is, if you ever played a lot of Sega arcade games, some of them were made on Sega Naomi hardware, and that's very good.
I'm Lizard Tail, #1 trucker in the U.S. of A. And don't you forget it! Not too bad! Hey, maybe I should take you under my wing!
Checkpoint! Our bonus! Faster, faster!
So my next step is actually to get my bigger SD card working. Like these.
You're running out of time! Hurry up! Time is up!
Oh, right before the goal.
Game over! Eighteen-wheeler!
Is that just going to reset the game or the system? Here we go. Nope. Okay. Unfortunately, the Dreamcast does not have a reset button, so okay. Let's do... I'm terrible at this game. This is a Ferrari racing game, but it kind of leans toward the simulation side of things. Kind of Gran Turismo-ish a little bit, but it's all based around this Ferrari. And it's a fantastic game. Again, it's an arcade game as well. So the transition or the... I don't want to create a file. The port's really good. Yeah. I'm freaking psyched that I got this thing though, and that the install was so easy. I don't have to pay somebody to solder it in for me and all that. I haven't seen the beginning of this game in years. Sorry, I know options are boring, but I have no idea what this is all set to. Okay. Light settings. Well, I think there was a... Okay, here we go. Accelerator brake. Oh, that's going to work out great. So, acceleration... Okay. All right. I forgot what I was saying. that's interesting. It's got a widescreen thing, but doesn't give me the option. Huh. So controllers back then didn't have rumble by default. This pack right here, it's kind of like the N64. There's a pack I got that has a lot of extra storage for game saves and everything, but also rumble. And the controller's got 2 slots. So that's the regular VMU, which is got a little screen on it. You can do all these little mini games and Tamagotchi stuff, but it's also a memory card.
Your selection.
Race start.
Okay, this should be interesting.
Yeah, man, this is Alan J. Your voice. And the rock continues, man. Hey, the next one is a very sweet tune.
So one thing about this is that you're supposed to be able to grab things with the car, physics involved.
Step out into your heart content. The song is called Scarlet. Get ready to rock. Here we go.
Great.
Time extension. Time extension. Time extension. Final lap. Hey, what you think? Pretty hot song? That's so full of a challenge. That's what I think. For those wondering what the title of the song means, it's the Italian word for red. Bet you didn't know that. Scalato. Okay, man, next up is number that will bring back memories of happy family music back in the 80s. Best music to listen to in the car, right? It's great. It's even better when you have a beautiful blonde sitting next to you, or even when you're driving by yourself, man. This is great for a ride. Check it out. Congratulations. Waiting for your next challenge.
My next challenge, not to be last.
Game over.
Cool. do some fishing. I don't think I've ever played this without the fishing controller, so we'll see how this goes. But this is another arcade game that they converted over, ported. Yeah, load times are definitely faster, I think. Feels like it.
Hello, my name is Masala. Select the field. Shallow.
Shallow.
Select
Okay.
the lure. Select the captain. Oh, fight! Hit bonus.
Oh!
The line's gonna break. Oh, deep damage trigger. The line's gonna break. Oh, deep damage. Great. Oh.
That's my stuff.
Okay, let's get another. I'm bonus.
Oop. Okay. No, try this one then. I think that's a pretty good starting test. And I figure out my bigger SD card and find out why the hell it's not working. Find out why Res isn't working, damn it. Love that game. I stink at this game, so don't expect one. Hate mode. Oh, I don't remember.
旅へ行きます。
Oh shit! Doesn't work with the analog. Well,
おじさま、お願い。おじさま、お願い。
the problem here is
おじさま、お願い。
I don't have any feeling about it.
おじさま、お願い。
probably take that off the card. If I can't play with the analog, I'm screwed. Funny thing is, I actually bought Milton's copy. Ah, I didn't realize it's loading. Okay. Whoops. I like that the reset works too. That's badass. Try Mars Matrix. I think that works with the analog. It's a pretty cool game. You know, one of the only things I don't like, you can't go to the memory card. Oh yeah, you can. If you take the SD card out, you'll be able to do it. Okay. There's a memory card utility in the main menu of the system. But if I take the SD card out, then the menu won't be there. Man, that HDMI sure gives you the noise. Wow. This game's kind of interesting. It's a shmup, and it's a pretty crazy shmup, but one of the neat things is, if you get into it, you can actually save all the stuff you earn, and you keep earning more and more currency in the game, and that allows you to unlock things like, if you see on difficulty it stops at 4, and you can be able to actually buy your way up that, or number of ships, etc. So it's pretty neat. Oops. Shots. Auto shots there, okay. Currency always drops. Yeah, I'm very happy with this device. Still some shit I got to figure out, though. Like why res won't work, damn it. A guy that worked for Zen Studios used to work for Blue Shift, and he actually worked in this game. So I nerded out with him one night. And some guys from... This is out of GDC in San Francisco a bunch of years ago. Some guys from, I want to say IGN, showed up. And they kind of overheard us talking, and the guy says, "Oh, I was the one that reviewed that." And it didn't get that great of a review, I remember. And we started talking stuff, and he really should have kept his mouth shut. So I had a few beers. So I tore the guy into an asshole. Because I'm a dick. Where do I want to play? This shithole? Options. Now the funny thing is, should I go down and set this up on my 65-inch OLED? Oh.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to Wrigley Field. It's beautiful
great
outside,
game.
and the players
It's a
look
great
like they're
game.
ready to enjoy it.
Beautiful.
This exhibition game won't show up in the standings, but it sure serves as
a
momentum
little bit
going
different
into
than
the
what I'm
regular
used to, so
season.
I'm not gonna do too
It's
well.
Milwaukee versus Chicago. Ron Belliard is up for the first time this game. A frozen rope to center. It's an out. Loretta steps up for his first at-bat of the game. Laced into the left field
There
gap.
we go.
Into the gap, and that'll be extra bases.
It's not extra bases. You
There's the
serious?
throw. Jeff Jenkins steps in.
Jeff Jenkins.
That one is crushed deep right center field. A colossal home run.
I mean, I've got it on easy, so don't forget that.
Sexton is out of the dugout, and we'll see what he does on his
Richie
first at-bat.
Sexton, man, I haven't heard that name for a while.
Raced hard to left, but that'll be out of play. The base is empty with one out. A line drive to right, but out of play. It's hit deep to center field. Gary Matthews Jr. catches this one
Great
in the
idea.
air for the out. Jeremy Burnitz is up for his first time at bat.
Wow.
That changeup came right over the heart of the plate, swung on and missed. The bases are empty with two out. 0-1. Laced hard to left, but that'll be out of play.
It's pitching me high.
A liner to left, out of play. Lines this
Damn
one
it.
to left,
I gotta
out of
get this
play.
timing down.
That changeup came right over the heart of the plate, swung on and missed. That's it for the top
Well,
of
I
the
mean, I
first.
think
The
successful
Brewers
successful testing. This is pretty badass. I'm very happy that I have this, and I'll be playing a lot more Dreamcast now. Now I have to put this away and hook my TurboGrafx back up and start playing with my repaired Super SSD 3. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll put this up on YouTube quick on my Retro Nation channel. But yeah, so far very, very happy with this. Oops. How was that gonna reset the whole? Yep. Oh. Just trying to see if there's any other games I didn't play besides Rez because it didn't want to work. Oh, Gauntlet, but eh. Well, cool. All right, thanks much. Hope you enjoyed it. Now I have to figure out why some of these disk images aren't coming up and some of them are. Huh. Anyway, cool. Take it easy. Thanks much.